Hi, welcome to my book folding tutorial. I'm Olwyn Beatty and I run a Facebook book folding group to help people and just have a bit of fun. The group is called BA Book Folders Anonymous, and you're welcome to join. The more the merrier, we say. We're there to support you or just have a bit of fun and show what you can make and do. I'm just going to show you in this tutorial how I do book folding, what I can do and things like that. But how you go about it really. We follow patterns which there's two columns, your first mark and your second mark. We would mark in hardback books as it gives better support and you're able to stand up your finished book fold. We mark 2 marks on every page or leaf, whichever you want to call it, it's the same thing. I will show you in a bit pattern that I have. It's for the heart that I'm doing. I think it's 150 pages, so 75 folds, which is half. And that is in folds, which means per page or leaf, like I was saying. I just have things wrote down so I can remember. As we mark only one page side, and the other side of the page we ignore. Now most patterns go up in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. And the final number of that pattern needs to be doubled to find the minimum pages in a book you will need to use. This is known as fold pattern. However, some patterns go up like 1, 3, 5, and the final pattern number is the amount of pages minimum you require with a book. It's been already accounted for, so the final page number at the end of that is the pages that you require in a book. Majority of patterns are made for 20 centimeter height or 21 centimeter book heights, but you can do a 20 centimeter book height pattern in a 21, 22, etc. But I would recommend that I wouldn't advise that you go below what a pattern states, like doing a 20 centimeter pattern in an 18 centimeter book. Just don't do it unless you're confident enough and you can understand that it will work in it. Otherwise, just ignore that for now. I like to read the second marks list, notice the highest centimeter mark, and then add 1.5 centimeters minimum to ensure that my book is at least that height. Folds minus 1.5 centimeters, either as a first mark or a second mark, don't fold as easy or look the nicest once complete. That's just a tip in case you do want to, say, do a book fold pattern that says 20 but you only have a book height of 18. So what I do is I look at the pattern, say if it had 16 centimeters, that's fine, you can do that in an 18, but anything 17.8, don't try to do that in an 18 centimeters book, as it just won't work. You'll have 0.2, you'll have 2 millimeters to work with to do a fold, and it just doesn't work out. When choosing books I get from second-hand charity shops or car booths, I look at the back of the book and seek books with 300 pages to 1,000 pages or up. 1,000 pages not so much, but 300 to 600, 700, 800 definitely, because most patterns are between that. That's pages, and I don't use books with glossy pages, pictures, as they make a huge difference on the finish of your fold. They colour your fold, and I like to use novels and things that just have cream or white, simple, basic pages. Your tools that you need is a ruler. My daughter has run off with my metal one. I would recommend getting a ruler that has your 0 at the edge of your ruler. This one does not, if you see what I mean. You can use a sharp pencil or a pen with a good point to mark, and like gel pen or something would do well. What other tips do I have? When marking, it is essential key to focus and pinpoint your marks on the book page as stated where to by your pattern, and ensure that you do not move your ruler when marking each page. So when getting your book into position, it's just like this. You have it in the reading position, like you'd open it and give it a read like this. Turn it anti-clockwise. Can you see this? Turn it like that, anti-clockwise, so that the spine is within to your body. And and then you just place it down flat on the table, wherever you can set yourself up. If you have one of those lap table things, you can do it on that too, just as long as you keep your book steady. And you always have your ruler flush against the edge of the page, which I'm going to show you now, but with one hand it's kind of tricky, so bear with me. The pattern that I'm doing at the minute is for a little heart. Where's my book fold pattern? I wanted to show you just so that you can see what I mean. You can see there along the side it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then it says length from top and length from bottom. It says 8.2. That should say at the top, it should say first mark. I'll show you what I mean. Bear with me 2 seconds. I should have done this before, so sorry. Like this. The pages that say 1 down to 150, that is irrelevant, for it doesn't number your pages for your book. It just shows you where the, what did I say earlier, the patterns go. The numbers in the first column don't matter. They list 1 to 3 or 1 to 3, 5, etc. They are not listed numbers of your book's pages. Just a guide to what mark pair or pair of marks you're on, and to show you what pages are required. By folds or leaves, they mean the same thing, or by pages minimum. I hope that's understandable. As you can see, I cross off when I've done 10 or whatever number I've come to, just in case I need to put the book down or a pattern down for a few minutes, because I've got a young daughter and I have to see to her sometimes. So here's my book. Sorry about all the distraction. This is my ruler. I want to ensure that that 0 is going to be very flush with that top of the page. If your ruler is not, sorry about the camera work guys, if your ruler is not in edge 0, ensure it's always flush on every page you do. So I push it up to about there and make my marks. Right, part 2 of this video is exactly how you mark your books. So on the first mark for my pattern, it says 7, 7 and 10, 8. So I mark them, ensuring that, my 0 is flush with the edge of the page. If you can get a metal ruler with the 0 to be the very edge of your ruler, try get one. It is such a huge help when you don't have to keep checking, is that always there? You can just make sure that the top ruler is, and it's quick and easy. Do not move your ruler. I can't state that enough. When finding and marking your first mark and your second mark, you don't move the ruler at all. Per page you do, but not while you mark 2 marks. So next page, sorry you can hear my daughter, is you mark 7.5, which is there, and not moving your ruler, and 10.9, which is there. Ta-da! So now you want to fold 90-degree folds. Most hearts are 90 degrees. It's just like that. You can fold along the line. I've seen some using a ruler where you place the ruler in here. Sorry, with one hand this is kind of hard. Like this. And then you just fold along the ruler. Well, with 2 hands it's a lot easier. But you get the idea. And then I just want to show an example of a long length fold, or a fold that you fold back on itself that you cannot do a 90-degree fold. Say if you had a mark up here that was 2, or a mark down here that was 18, it would become, I'm just going to put the phone down 2 seconds. sorry about that. It becomes a fold like that once you've creased it and marked it in. And then you've got this overleaf part. Some people tend to cut that out. I just fold it back on itself and crease it down. For creasing, people have used bone folders, or these. I have got a Matalan card that I've been using because I find it very easy, quick and sharp to do. You fold and you crease them just down like that. And you can just continue with your folds like this. You fold it down, make sure that you're meeting your mark, and down 90 degrees. With these ones you can do that. And then you move on to your next one, and you keep going, and you should end up with a heart. Just going to show you a quick example of the one that I have from earlier, if I can find it. Here it is. My daughter got hold of it. You can see it's damaged a little bit. But I'll show you, that's the big heart file that I'll be putting up. I'll show you the other one that I've done. Or a few others that I've done. Here's a footballer one that's in my Etsy shop, Ollie Dollies. Here's a heart burst one that I've done. That's in my group files. Here's one that I purchased from a lady called Ewa Johansson, I think is her name. Here's a trophy, the footballer in the middle. Here's a mini pattern from my mini patterns. If you can see, it's a little car. I'll turn that around a bit. Very a car. That's only about 100 folds. Not even 100 folds, 100 pages. Here's baby feet one, decorated. It's quite nice. I am happy with that one. And then I've got, there's such a range that you can do. I mean, here's one, it says Dad, and I've covered it in the Avengers. Here's a Lovebirds one. I actually have a huge range and I didn't realise, but it's good to show you just what is possible and what's out there that you can make. Here's some wedding rings that I've made and decorated. This is my own patterns in my shop, but I've got a craft fair in June 21st on Father's Day, so I have to make a lot up now. There's mini hearts. If you can see, there's just a pair. This is a flower in 10. And this is my teacher pattern. There we go. It's just a, not teacher pattern, an apple for teacher fold. So excuse my daughter screaming. There you go, there's a range that you can do. And I'll help you as much as I can do, as will the rest of the group, and a lot of people that you'll find that book fold, they like to help out, and it's a good little group and a nice niche to be into. I found myself really enjoying it, and hopefully this will help some people. And if anything isn't clear enough, I'm really sorry. Maybe I might make another one and just make sure that I'm hitting every note, tip and everything perfectly, so that you can understand everyone rather than me blabbing on. Alright, well thank you very much, and yeah, it's enough from me, Olwyn Beatty, and the group again, if you missed it, was BA Book Folders Anonymous on Facebook. So yeah, come on in and let's make some books. Thank you.